women will be happy, healthy, confident, and free. You will no longer be thinking about abortion. So all they talk about abortion because we've done something that nobody else could have done.
That sounds insane, but it's MAGA people, where sanity goes to die. But here's a good question. What happens to women should Trump somehow become president?
I am your protector. Well, I think I'm going to offend Donald Trump in saying, as a woman, I don't need him to protect me. I'm fine on my own. And I think a lot of other women feel that way. I did think, though, that this was very interesting because up until now, Donald Trump has fed up red meat to the base. Last night, I felt like that was a bit of an olive branch to independent women to say, suburban moms, independents, look at me, I'm here for you. He talked about the safety of women, the health of women. I mean, there's 2 women in Georgia who would argue against that based on what's happened to them with regard to abortion. And, you know, he's a little bit like the Handmaid's Tale to me, calling himself a protector of women. It makes you wonder what else is going to happen to women if Donald Trump is elected.
We already know that Trump is a rapist who lost in court and was ordered to pay $100 million to Jean Carroll.
Trump is a sexual predator.
As well as facing 14 sexual assault accusations. But what's happening now is a study in psychopathy. Trump hates women.
I moved on her like a bitch.
And he's running against one who's currently whipping his ass.
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. So let's be clear about that.
So what happens to women if he wins, especially to the women who ran against him? Trump has already threatened to arrest Biden, and just yesterday he promised to arrest Disney CEO Bob Iger for the ABC debate. Now, while I don't believe those things will happen because they're men, women are more vulnerable. How so? Alabama is closing down Planned Parenthoods, but the 2,500 adult bookstores and massage prostitution houses, they're open for business.
I absolutely want to go back to the America where women couldn't vote.
This is Mark Robinson.
And Trump and MAGA continue to silently support Mark Robinson in North Carolina.
His running mate, J.D. Vance, did manage to say something about all of this while really saying nothing at all.
Do you believe him that those were not his posts?
I don't not believe him. I don't believe him. I just think that you have to let these things sometimes play out in the court of public opinion.
I don't not believe him. I'm wondering if somebody wrote that down as a talking point for him. I don't know the backstory, but not to worry. J.D. Vance took another crack at it today in North Carolina.
What he said or didn't say is ultimately between him and the people of North Carolina. The people of North Carolina are going to make that decision. Now, look, I've seen some of the statements. I haven't seen them all. Some of them are pretty gross, to put it mildly. Mark Robinson says that those statements are false, that he didn't actually speak them. So I think it's up to Mark Robinson to make his case to the people of North Carolina that those weren't his statements, and I'm going to let him make that case. A sex scandal in North Carolina is between the lieutenant governor and the people of North Carolina.
A sex scandal? I mean, it wasn't a porn site, but there was no mention of the black Nazi stuff or the praising Mein Kampf stuff, none at all. And then the profile continued today with House Speaker Mike Johnson. When asked if he supports Robinson, a man who never misses a moment to talk about his faith and how important it is to him, a man who has spoken repeatedly out against anti-Semitism, said this, quote, "I'm not involved in the North Carolina governor's race. I got enough on my hands." Okay.
How can Republicans support this guy? Well, they've been practicing.
You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab him by the pussy.
The question is, he's talking about actions that are sexual assault. And he was 59 or 60 years old when he said it. This wasn't something that he said when he was 18 years old. He's talking about a feeling of entitlement because he's a star. He can go up to women and grab them by the vagina. And it's okay. He won't get in trouble for it. It's really offensive on just a basic human level. Who did he do that to?
Well, first of all, I don't know that he did it to anyone. This is talk, and gosh almighty, you know, he who hasn't sinned throw the first stone.
But the one woman who has his attention is, of course, the one who is kicking his ass. The latest poll shows a contest that is breaking very much in favor of Kamala Harris.
You can see that the race has been completely reshaped since Harris took the top of the ticket.
Completely. And one of the things powering that lead we should note, too, there's a pretty pronounced gender gap. At this point, Harris among women is leading in our poll by 21 points. Among men, Trump is leading by 12. That is a 33-point gender gap.
That gender gap is growing, and Tiny Fingers can't help but trip over his tiny dick almost every day.
There has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman.
Yeah, there has to be some form.
Remember in 2016, Trump attacked Hillary, calling for the Second Amendment backers to kill her?
The Second Amendment. By the way, and if she gets to pick her judges, nothing you can do, folks. Although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is, I don't know.
He was even called out by Megyn Kelly in the debate.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals.
Trump appointed 2 anti-abortion judges back in 2018, and even though they overturned Roe v. Wade, the blue wave, led by women, voted 234 Democrats back into the House. Then there was Trump's comments about Harris.
I'm a better-looking person than Kamala. I'm running against a low IQ individual, her. I'm not even talking about him, her. I got a low IQ individual.
And of course, he attacked the most popular performer and influencer in the world, who is a woman. But women pushed back. Olivia Troy, who was a Homeland Security advisor to Mike Pence, and former Trump White House Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham, both said Trump lacks the moral character to lead the nation again. Now, back to my first question. What will Trump do to these women should he win?
Kamala Harris is the first major party nominee in American history who fundamentally rejects freedom and embraces Marxism, communism, and fascism. You're learning about this. You'll find out nobody knew who she was.
No one has tried to kill Kamala Harris. She can go to hell.
These are more than incendiary comments. They are a call to action. And while a few mental MAGA incels took a shot at Trump, I worry about what Trump might try if Harris's lead continues to grow. And maybe Harris is worried too.
You said you have guns. No, at the debate. I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun. I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, I hear that.
A lot has been said about Project 2025, and Trump has tried to distance himself from it. But don't be fooled. Trump has spoken to the Heritage Group a dozen times.
You know what's so weird about Project 2025? It comes down so hard on so many different groups of people. It comes down hard on women and single moms and low-income families. It comes down hard on the gays and immigrants. But you know who's like strangely missing from all that? Sex offenders. The people they seem completely obsessed with and calling people that. And saying how it's just like destroying America. What a strange omission from their project to fix America and save it from all the dangerous pedophiles.
The Justice Department has an inquiry over whether Matt Gaetz had sex with an underage girl.
So what will happen to a woman should Trump win? Will it be as bad as it was before? No. It'll be worse. Trump supporters are crazy, but this might tell you how it could affect women.
What, people calling me gay because I've never had a girlfriend? I think if anything, it makes me less gay. Never having a girlfriend, never having sex with a woman, really makes you more heterosexual. Because honestly, dating women is gay. Having sex with women is gay. And having sex with men is gay. And you know, it's all gay.
Now that's funny, except if you know who this man is. He's a white supremacist who not only hates people of color and Jews, but he hates women. And he's not alone. Trump had him over to Mar-a-Lago for dinner. Imagine that conversation. Margaret Atwood's Handmaid's Tale is a disturbing dystopian vision of men who view women as nothing but vessels for their power and their needs. It was a work of fiction.
Women living in the suburbs, I keep hearing about the suburban woman doesn't like Trump. Well, I think it's a fake poll, because why would they like me? I keep the suburbs safe.
This isn't fiction. It's real.
Goddamn right.
I'm ready. Let's go.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Who's with me?
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.